Okay, I know many of us have been watching, we're watching the Olympics, isn't it?
Yeah, but it ended. No.
But it ended, yes. We watched the Olympics, and
Yes.
which events were we having at the Olympics?
Long jump.
What events? Joy Mary?
There were 10,000 meters, 100 meters. There were very many races.
Okay, we had athletics. That falls
There
under
was
athletics and what else?
gymnastics.
Yes, award for.
Gymnastics.
Okay, we had gymnastics. Tukunda, Vanessa.
Teacher, there was like diving of swimming, like as you do backflips, then you dive in the water, and there was also just normal swimming.
Okay, swimming and diving. I see Charity, Shalom.
Teacher, there was volleyball and basketball.
Okay, Namayanja.
Teacher, there was triple jump, high jump, and long jump.
Triple jump, high jump, and long jump. Those are field events. So we had athletics, then the track events. Then we had the field what? Events. Birunji, Anita.
There was cycling and synchronized swimming.
Okay, synchronized swimming and cycling. Atwenda.
There was gymnastics.
Okay, we had gymnastics. Atukunda.
There was boxing, wrestling. Yeah.
Okay, now I want to ask another question. Because we handled skill development last week. So what skills were you able to see being carried out in the Olympics? What skills were being used? What skills? Kampulira, you've gone off?
No, because I delete this calligraphy. Jesus Christ.
Okay, Namanda, Kampulira is off. Namanda. Sophie? Amanda? Amanda is off. At Haire Audrey?
Teacher, the skills that I used in Olympics, one is running.
There was running, thank you.
Jumping skills.
Jumping. Narule?
Teacher, I saw object control skill.
Object control skill. Thank you. Narule, please talk to us.
Teacher, I said object control skill.
Which one?
Object control skill.
Yeah, okay, object control. Primrose.
Teacher, I saw the diving skills and the swimming part.
Okay, diving skills and then the swimming and also part of the swimming skills. Any other skill? Vivian, Sandra.
I saw skills of jumping, like in a triple jump. You have to run, skip, hop, and jump.
Yeah, your skills of jumping. Thank you. We have Kaino Virunj. Kaino Virunj.
There was throwing and kicking.
Throwing and kicking. Now, as we identify these skills that were being used in the Olympics, I want us to have a self-assessment. When we're at home, do we once in a while use these skills in daily life? Okay. Primrose.
Yes, please, teacher.
Any other skills apart from what is mentioned?
I can't really recall properly, but not really right. Most of the ones I saw were mentioned.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, if any one of you has a different skill that has not been mentioned, you keep your hand up. Okay, Atira Audrey.
There are also dancing skills.
Yes, dancing skills.
And rowing skills.
The rowing
and climbing skills.
Climbing, thank you very much. Awadi for?
In basketball, there was catching skills.
The catching skills in basketball. Primrose.
Teacher already lowered my hand.
Okay, I see Adeke. Faith.
I wanted to mention basketball skills, but I already mentioned.
Yeah, apart from catching skills in basketball, which other skills did they use?
I think throwing
skills
and
in basketball.
running
Jumping.
as well.
Dribbling skills in basketball.
Shooting.
Yeah, dribbling. Okay. Or shooting skills.
Dunking.
Birunji.
In swimming, there was simultaneous arm motion, and in basketball, they also use passing and rebounding.
So we are going to go on today. I still see 5 hands up. Audrey.
I put my hand down. Yes, my hand is down.
Okay, so we want to continue. We're going to have a simple activity that we are going to do. Today we are going to follow the book. Some of these we've been able to cover.
Nash.
Yes, Evan.
You have a lot of people in a way.
No, I'm admitting because I'm trying to control. When I admit at once, there are those who have not followed the requirements from last time. Most of them are just coming in. They are joining. I've already admitted.
Okay.
So everything you're seeing here, when you come back, we'll be able to practice that in school. So we had skill development and diet. When we had skill development and diet, the main keywords we're looking at were skill performance, skill development, okay? Looking at the skill developments, Meanwhile, there is a poll running. I want you people to attend to the poll as we go on. Make sure you enter the right information. Don't be like someone who entered the wrong information. The person entered as a teacher.
People.
Okay. So we covered all those. We looked at the motor. We looked at the motor skills. Okay. I want someone to read for us this area. First and second paragraph. Just unmute.
But teacher, the screen isn't sharing. You can't see anything.
Teacher, it shows that it's still sharing.
Motor skill is the movement that is performed with a desired environment goal in mind.
Okay. Thank you. Are you seeing the screen?
No.
No.
Not teacher.
Not yet.
No teacher.
Not yet.
We can't see anything.
So should I read from introduction?
Okay, let me just use a different gadget to share. I hope you can now see it.
Yes, teacher.
Yes, now
Yes,
can.
teacher.
Thank you,
I know
teacher.
it.
So as I come to our chapter, I hope people are practicing some of these things we are studying, because when we come back, we'll have the practical activity in the field.
Yes.
Okay, I was saying someone needs to read us the first and second paragraph before skill development.
Can I do
Mugabe?
it?
It's Mugabe. Michelle. Mugabe Michelle. Okay, you go on. Is it Atkunda? Audrey, are you there?
Yes.
Please read.
Okay. Teacher, where do I start from?
Where we have the motor skill.
Okay. Motor skill is a movement that is performed with a desired environmental goal in mind. Therefore, movements with no particular environmental goal are not motor skills, but motor movements. Ability is a stable characteristic or trait genetically defined that, well, I can't see the word. I think it's underlie certain skilled performance, while capability is a skill of producing a performance result with maximum certainty. minimum energy and minimum time, and can be developed by practice.
Okay, thank you. So we noticed that when we looked at last time we looked at the different skills, we dealt with the motor skills. Okay, and we all agreed that there is a desired goal behind our performance of these motor skills. Then we also were able to look at their ability, and ability is a stable characteristic or trait genetically defined. So all this we're able to look at. So we went down and looked at the basic skill development. Chirabo Pal, can you read for us that paragraph under basic skill development?
Basic skill development. Basic skills are those that are required for basic movements such as walking, jogging, running, sprinting, catching, throwing, kicking, etc. You started developing some of these skills subconsciously when you were still young, but there is need to correctly learn and develop these skills for you to move more efficiently throughout life.
Okay, does this statement apply to what we've been doing in daily life?
Yes.
Yes. So we went down there were some skills we identified. Okay. Now these are basic skills we'll have to practice at home. Who is there? Let me see. Audrey, are you still there?
Yes.
Okay, Audrey, read for us this skill.
Okay.
Skill one. You read one after reading one bullet. You read one bullet, someone else will come in.
Okay. Walking. Walk about in the activity area. Yeah, walk about in the activity area in an easy, relaxed, and natural way. In a free space, a circle, round, a square, rectangle, triangle, and irregular shape, without contact with others.
Okay, so that is an activity that we really need to practice even at home. You know, during this time, we don't have to just sit in one place. So we have time to practice this skill while you're at home. Walk around those ideas that have been developed, like a square, a rectangle. Okay. Kisembo. Kisembo. Kisembo, are you there? Joy Mary.
Yes.
Yes, Joy Mary, read us the second bullet.
Learn of walk in different ways.
Yes.
Walk in different ways, in brackets, short steps or long steps, fast or slow, high or low.
Okay, when you look at the photo, the picture on your right, they are showing different ways of the walking. You can have long steps, you can have the short steps. Okay, so we need to practice this skill of walking. Remember, from this skill of walking, we keep progressing and advancing to more skills. At higher Esther, third bullet.
So should I read?
Esther, yes, please do so. Esther is still taking time. Read.
Change the speed during walking, in brackets, slow, moderate, fast, request, and stop.
Okay, this we should be able to do. Okay. Now this is showing speed progression. We start from slow, you come to moderate, then go to fast, you brisk, and you and you stop. Now, the others, we can be able to look at the pictures that have been provided. So try out these skills, but with a lot of care, so that you don't harm yourself. They are not dangerous, but we need to practice these very skills. So we have skills like running, which you see, and you practiced these skills before at home, and you are able to identify some of these skills practiced in the Olympics. Then we have the complex skills, that is under the development of complex skills. We were able to identify the different complex skills. And these complex skills, when integrated with the basic skills, for example, when you have the running, you have the jump. Someone mentioned about the triple step and jump, the triple jump. All those fall under those complex skills. Now we are trying to have this recap, and now you were supposed to practice complex skills, that is under the practice 8.2. I want someone to come up and read for us. I see hands here, but let me see. What is Nachimuli Esther? Tumwebaze.
Excuse me, teacher.
Yes, please.
Those hands are not up. The names you are reading, those hands are not up. There are different hands that are up.
Yes, practicing complex skills. Practice the following skills. Run and jump into a sand pit. Check how far you can jump. Run, hop, step, and jump into a sand pit. Check how far you can hop, how long you can step, and the overall distance you can jump into the pit. Run, clear a bar placed on two parallel stands and land onto a soft surface. Take note of how high you can jump in pairs, with one throwing the ball, the other jumps to catch a high ball, then land safely. Explore the different ways in which you can catch the ball, as well as ways you can land safely.
So this is an activity I want you to try out at home. I know you have this copy. Okay, you have this document with you. You can take a screenshot. Now, as you do these activities, I want you to have a small video recording you doing these activities, where you need to run and jump into a sand pit. I don't know whether some of us have sand pits at home, but in this case, you can improvise. Apart from sand pits, what can you use to act as a landing area? Bravo. There?
Mattress.
Okay. A mattress. Yeah, a mattress is a possibility, but don't jump while you're on the bed at home. So it must be put on the ground. Practice these skills. So today we want to go in and look at some of. You can also use grass. Yes.
If we record the video, where do we send them?
You have to upload it on our Google Classroom. Pardon? Yes.
So teacher, after recording it, you upload it on the Google Classroom, but we don't know how to upload it.
We shall give guidelines. We shall give the guidelines. We shall give the guidelines. So we want to look at the factors that affect one's skills performance. That is what we want to look at. Now I'll be taking you into rooms, okay? But before we go into the rooms, let me just pick someone here. I see Chirabo Pearl Hannah. Pearl, okay, your hand has gone. Okay, please, you read from factors that affect.
Factors that affect one's skill performance. There are many factors that affect an individual's skill performance. They are categorized into physical, psychological, biological, mental, and environmental. Teacher, do I also read understanding factors that affect performance?
Yes, you're reading everything.
Understanding factors that affect performance. In small groups, identify the factors that can affect your execution of skills so far learned in this chapter. Do categorize the listed factors under physical, psychological, and environmental. Prepare a simple presentation about how feeding affects skill performance.
So that is what we are going to do. And when we come back, please, you prepare to present. Okay. So we're now moving into the rooms.
Teacher, I have a question.
Yes, please.
When you said we present, can we use PowerPoint presentation?
It is very fine.
Okay.
Bruno.
Excuse me, teacher.
Yes, please.
Is it fine? Okay, I just want to ask a little bit how you can screenshot on a laptop if it is possible, because I tried it but it failed.
Did you try Control Alt print screen? Is that print screen?
Yes, teacher. Sprint. Sprint.
Now, some of us who are still here, are you able to see an option of joining a room?
No.
Not
No.
really.
No, teacher.
No.
No, teacher.
No. Even with the updated version, no.
No.
Teacher.
Teacher, it still hasn't come yet. It's not there.
Teacher, we can't see them.
It's okay, because the rooms are created now. It is, I think, the network that is slowing us.
Excuse me, teacher.
Yes, please.
When we go to the rooms, will you be given permission to screen share?
Yeah, you have that permission already within the rooms.
Sometimes it may not be there, like the last lesson.
Now, the last
When
lesson you didn't have because there were two gadgets. One gadget that created the rooms was not the one sharing the screen. So you were not able to see the screen. I think the network has disappointed us.
Go out and run.
Yes.
Because they're can you hear me?
You're breaking.
Hello?
You're breaking, but we've seen the factors because we want to handle the first question only on the factors. Yeah, we've seen them presented. Thank you so much. Group 3, award 4.
Yes, teacher, can you hear me? It's raining outside.
Yeah, we're able to hear.
Yeah, can you see my screen?
Yeah, it's opening. Yeah, we can now see it. It's put in presentation show mode. Slideshow.
Yes, teacher.
Put in slideshow mode. Okay.
Okay, yes. Okay,
Let's
first we did
proceed.
abstraction. We defined skills, ability, and skill performance. Then physical factors that affect. These are factors relating to the human body, like diseases, skill training, flexibility, strength, endurance, and feeding and diet. Then psychological factors, these are relating to mental and emotional state of a person. Examples include wrong mindset towards activities, poor beliefs like boys can do better than girls, concentration, self-confidence, motivation, then lack of passion and interest for the game. Then environmental factors, these are those relating to the environment or the surrounding you live in. Examples include no sport resources, bad weather conditions, then the food resources. Then I forgot to add one, which is pollution.
Okay, thank you so much. I hope guys you're taking some notes from what our colleagues are presenting, because when we come next week, we're going to be able to make a recap of these factors here. As you discuss them, let us also try to look at the situation in Uganda. But are some of these factors realistic here? Oh, I see Chirabo Pal. Then from Chirabo Pal, we shall have the last person. That will be Joy Mary.
Teacher, I was in room 1 and we only managed to cover the first question and half of the second.
It's okay. We are handling the first one for now. What were your findings in your rooms when you discussed?
Teacher, I prepared a PowerPoint, but I do not know how. Okay, can you see it?
Yes.
Okay, room 1, then factors that affect skill development, speed, time, disability, mindset, and interest. And
how can you throw some more light when you talk about speed? What do you?
Well, my group said something about volleyball. Like, I think time. I think
2 minutes to throw some more.
I think time, like you can be practicing a skill, but then you're under pressure maybe because you have limited time to do it. And I think that can
affect your skill performance. Like you can be in a hurry, maybe to do it right, and then you maybe get an injury, something like that.
Okay.
Then we categorized on physiological and psychological.
I think categorization will come in later. Okay.
Okay.
Let's first deal with these factors. Thank you so much for that. I hope you people create time to do some physical activities at home. We had Joy Mary.
I was just asking a question, like for those factors, can you say, like, let's say since we're at home and we're not allowed to go outside, like for us who run, we don't have, like, some of our homes don't have enough space for us to, like, maybe for those who run very long distances. So can you say maybe lack of a place for training?
What do you think?
For me,
when you say lack of a place, are you looking at facilities or a sporting facility?
I think like a sporting facility.
So when you talk about that, of course, we have limited sporting facilities that enable people to practice their skills. And you've been if you've been following the news, you've been able to hear in the news when they talk about the need to develop sporting facilities for athletes in Kapchorwa. There is a new trend or move that we need to have sporting facilities at least in all the 4 regions of the country. So sporting facilities is a very, very important factor. And then I want to have one last. You're welcome. Want to have at least 2 more hands because our time is fast spent. Vivian Sandra Alema, and then I will have lastly Naluvega Esther.
For me, teacher, I just wanted to add on what Kahoga Charity had said for room 6, one of the factors. Just wanted to say lack of support maybe from parents and friends. Let's say like on sports day, maybe you have been running one of the athletes and you're number 1. You know, and these guys, people come out to hug you, and when you look in the tent and you don't see any of your parents, that can affect you. You can lose esteem. Like even in the Olympics, you would see when an athlete maybe would run, even though the athlete was in number 1, there was that place where they would talk to their family. So that's the support. So I think like if it's not there, you can lose your esteem and you'll be like, why am I doing this if there's no one to provide support to me and tell me I'm doing well or bad?
Okay. Support, that is okay. Of course, I want to be a little different from you when you say that when after running and you don't have the parent in the tent coming to support. Is that each different competitions have certain rules which are set. There are competitions that do not allow the viewers, the fans to come and enter the facility. So that is okay. But when talk about lack of support, there could be some other areas where an athlete or a sports person lacks particular support that limits their performance or use of these skills. Your point is right, but it does not limit it only to the parents, because sometimes when they come to school, they find that there are certain rules. We don't allow participants, say, to enter the arena, because when they all enter the arena, we might end up injuring an athlete. Okay, then there was something that Joy Mary talked about where we're being denied we're not allowed to go out to run. I don't know who is stopping people from running, because right now people can move out of the gate and we can be able to do some 1 or 2 races, then we come back in. Even when you're at home, the smallest space that you see, we were given a good example by our president when he did his normal warm up and jogging in the sitting room. So there is space, we can be able to create space. Okay, the last person that chosen, please, that is Naluvega.
Teacher, I just wanted to ask why lack of coordination can fall under those factors. Like this guy who ran the rallies. Maybe you can run very fast and you can jump properly, but you cannot coordinate the two. Like you cannot put them together to form one whole. Can it fall under the factor?
I want to, yeah, but we need to elaborate more on when you talk about lack of coordination, because what do you mean when you say lack of coordination? Does it mean as I run, my right foot is followed by the right hand? Or
The gorilla's finished.
You refuse to take back the meaning.
Amelia, we shall share the screen next week.
Excuse me, teacher.
Yes, please.
How about lack of self-esteem?
Yeah, self-esteem, what do you think? Do you think it can affect skill? There are people who may not perform certain skills in which they are good simply because they don't have confidence in themselves.
Yes.
Yes, so that is also a factor. So next week I will come back and discuss, then I'll make a recap and we'll look at the different factors added on that affect performance of certain skills in sport or physical education. Thank you for today. Yes, please.
Excuse me, teacher.
Yes, please.
There is diet in one of the factors. So